You're listening to Robots Attack. Follow them on Twitter at RobotsAttackMe. Email them at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Like them on Facebook. And check out the website at robotsattack.me.
Alrighty, welcome back to Robots Attack here on KCU Santa Clara. We're now going to jump into the watch party.
Yeah!
We're going to be discussing the episode 4, season 2 of Daredevil. Alright, so
yeah, stuff happened.
yeah.
Quite a bit actually happens in this episode.
Yeah.
It felt like the end of the entire series.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, wow, this is the end of this story. Okay, wait. This is episode 4.
Yeah.
There's 11 more episodes to come. What's going on? Or 10 more episodes. It was like, what?
I'm very curious, like, will we end up seeing more of the Punisher? And if we do, like, how much? Like, because, I mean, he's arrested, essentially.
Right.
But they do throw in those, like, they start to weave in that the people in black.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I don't want to say Men in Black because I think there was actually a woman and a man.
Right.
So,
yeah, but the suits, as they call them.
Suits, yeah.
So yeah, that it was actually. I thought it was one of the more one of the better tellings of the character and background of Frank Castle that I've seen in most of these movies. I'm like, huh, or one of these kinds of shows. Like, oh, like.
But there's still a lot left.
It
feels really unanswered, and I hope there's more. I feel like they're probably going to spend a decent chunk of time still on his character. But
I suspect so. But it was interesting that they actually. Granted, this came with a lot of expositional dialogue,
right?
But I felt, it was interesting because it really did feel like the character was like expressing a lot in the moment. I'm like, oh, this view of Frank Castle is a far more sympathetic person than I was expecting this character to be.
Okay.
And I was just really curious. I was just really surprised that they well, not so much surprised because the Daredevil shows done a really good job of humanizing characters, even though they're despicable or vicious. Like, you find a reason to be like, oh, this I kind of want this character to win, even though this is really a horrible thing. I felt like the treatment.
D'Onofrio really got to you, is what
Was Kingpin the real hero to you?
Right. I never liked this Daredevil guy.
He's just mean.
Yeah,
the guy just trying to rebuild the city.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, it was interesting because they clearly the Irish mob and Frank Castle, like, there's some connection.
Yeah,
but they never
some history
like
there.
Yeah, they never specifically, because even the guy, like, he's asking, like, he wants to know. The last thing is just like, who was there?
Who killed my family? Yeah.
Like, so there's still, like, you get the idea, something involving the Irish mob, something.
Yeah.
But there's no, like,
nothing clicks together.
No resolution.
Nothing specific yet. Like, well, why did suddenly his family get killed? Like, that mystery was still there. But then, when he tells that really touching story about his daughter, and, like, which I thought was just really good. Like, just, telling the story about, with the rhyme that he would say, and then just, about the war, and then his daughter, and then, like, you just feel it the last few sentences when he, and just like, and then, I'm just holding her lifeless body in my hand, or holding her for the last time. Like, you get, okay, something happened, like, to his family. So there's some connection. It's like enough that you get, like, okay, he's going after them for some kind of revenge, but there's still, there's still some why. There's still some, and then again, the when Karen's starting to uncover more, when she speaks to that guy, I guess former sort of orderly or janitor or something, about, you took him to his house, but then there was these people that showed up while he was there, and he just kind of came back to life, like he just.
Yeah. They pulled the plug on him, and he didn't totally die. Yeah, it's like whoa. Yeah,
Which the guy is careful to say also that I guess sometimes that just happens in real life.
I mean, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does happen. So, it makes you raise the question of, like, is it one of those instances where
it just happened, or was this
there
something
something
more?
else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
which is cool.
a lot of questions, but it still feels like it filled in a lot of blanks around, like, who is the man that is Frank Castle opposed to who is the Punisher. And it's like, but you also, with all that, it's like, oh, that's how you get to the place where he's on the roof talking to the Daredevil going, yeah, these people are not good people, like none of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you start to kind of see, it's like it sort of drives home where he's coming from, and I thought this was one of the better ones they've done, better episodes I've seen in a while.
And then it did almost another little twist of, I mentioned, like, in the first episode where it was like, this whole group of, like, the Irish mob guys or something, like, okay, these are going to be, like, the big bad guys, and they all get gunned down. They kind of do a little similar thing at the funeral when a guy shows up, and you think, like, oh, this one guy is kind of the head, and then the one that shows up just ends up killing him, takes him out, and he's like, nope, I'm in charge. All right, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
Like,
and then you start going, everyone's okay with it. Yeah, we're all cool with it, bro.
yeah, I will say that I will ask. Maybe I missed it, but it did.
Oh,
it
you
did
missed
seem
it.
a little like when that guy showed up. Then it was like, where did they know, like, who to ask? That's where, because they were like, they had a few scenes where they went to, I guess, people that Frank Castle interacted with and were like, we know about this guy in the coat. Like, where's, like, how did they know, like, people to talk to?
I think it was more along the lines of that they knew that he had to have been getting certain armament from different places, and it had to have geared up, like, especially since they'd been to his place and gotten the dog and seen what his setup was, seeing all the types of stuff that he had, they kind of had an idea of what sort of black market people to be talking to.
But I thought they went to his place after they.
Yeah, that was the culmination after. And I suspect the impression I got was that they were, because, like, the mob knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy kind of thing. Like, through that chain of events, they found people that actually had seen the guy in the jacket walk into this pet store and walk out of this pet store. And
it just sort of threw me off that, like, they weren't doing that before. Like, it took, like, this one guy to show up, and then, but I mean, it's not really like a super fault. I was just kind of curious. It felt, I don't want to say sloppy, but it just felt like suddenly, like, they were knowing kind of people to talk to. Like, they suddenly knew more when the previous episodes he was like this complete mystery, and it was just like, okay, but it wasn't enough where I was like, this episode's garbage. It was just kind of like, all right.
It was sort of a plot contrivance as opposed to a natural flow. But
yeah, which was why, like, I asked, like, did I miss something? Like, maybe it was, but
my suspicion is that they were trying to tie that back to his earlier activities before we get to the first episode of season 2. I think that's kind of where they were trying to go with it, but it wasn't. That part was not quite as clear as it could have been. So,
but this episode did do, when we were discussing about, like, Daredevil's motivations and Punisher's motivations, kind of like where they fit in this world. Like, it was interesting to hear, like, from the cop that I forget his name, but the one that's kind of they've been talking to, getting information from, that, like, Foggy.
It's like a popular name.
Yeah,
too.
Would get, like, tips from, like, hey, what's going on, and like, him, kind of saying, like both of you guys, like, you're making us, like, seem like worthless.
Yeah, you're
like,
taking another picture. Yeah,
we can't do our job. Like,
right.
We're no one's afraid. Like, no one, I don't want to say, like, fears us, but no one, like, respects us, like, to do the job, because
we're just cleaning up after you two making heck in the neighborhood.
and it was interesting that like that sort of clicked in with Daredevil, and at the end when he gets the police to come and show up, it's just like
that he needs to stop taking the credit.
Yeah, he it was through like the cop to realize like maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. Like
or find a different way to do this.
Yeah.
Sergeant Brett Mahoney is the
okay
was the guy they've been
Mahoney. There you go.
Yeah, it's been used as however many cop names over the centuries.
I am curious too, like what the time frame of, because when Karen goes to Frank Castle's house, like it's still, I mean, it doesn't look like it's been that long. Like I'm curious too what the time frame is between whatever happened and this incident, because it still looks like, and I mean it doesn't look like we sold the house or anything like that, but it's still like nothing's boxed up.
There's something weird there. There's something.
We don't know how long he was in the hospital, for one thing.
There's gonna be some twist to the story, because right now nothing quite fits together. Like the timing seems off for everything. Like why would he have just gotten back from a tour and have all of this stuff happen so suddenly? If there was some sort of drama with him and some sort of backstory with the Irish mob, like where would it have come from if he's literally been gone? There's something else that's a missing link that pulls this all together that we haven't seen yet, it seems to me.
Or if there is a gap between him coming back and his family getting taken out, like it hasn't been explained, like if there's been a chunk of time in that, like
something about the way that he was talking made it sound to me like he had just gotten back from like literal war. So you're right, he does mention when he because he was going to tell her the story the next day, but then he wasn't able to. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are some timeline gaps that need to be filled in, and I'm sure will be filled in as we get closer to the end of the series. But
I think the key to everything is going to be the black suits, but I don't know how heck that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because either they're going to be the ones that are going to get him out of jail, quote unquote, or out of like put into their custody,
right,
from the police.
As far as story goes, I think we're probably going to end up getting a lot more of it, just because, I mean, they're lawyers, so now they have sort of the perfect big name case to adopt. So
yeah,
that's probably going to happen. I'm guessing that's where they're going to get the bulk of their information for at least the next episode or two, but I don't know.
And I just knew it too when towards the end of the episode when like Karen and Matt finally like kiss.
Yeah.
And like he's like, okay, I've given up being Daredevil, like things are looking up pretty good. I'm like, all right, I know this episode has to end on something bad. Like it just always,
or at the very least something that's unexpected, and we definitely got that.
We got it in the form of Elektra.
Yeah.
Oh, Elektra.
Yeah, that'll be interesting too, because it implies that she knows him. Like obviously you. Before we got into the show, did Caleb's Corner. We did backstories on the characters. So in the comics.
Yeah, they have history. They have
a history together.
Well, yeah, and there's a giant chunk of his training that we still haven't had filled in. So I assume that's going to plug a nice little chunk into his backstory that explains some stuff also.
Yeah. Speaking of some of the training thing, like he got the new like helmet and like reinforced like gloves or something.
Yeah.
It's funny. When he got that stuff, it just reminded me of like, oh, it's like he's playing an RPG or something.
Yeah, it's upgraded.
Bloop.
These gloves are +1 resistance to
Right.
Yeah.
cracking and damage, and +1 to
Right.
damage.
I just wish they showed up on the character.
The model's always the same.
You can barely see them. They look so cool in the loadout. Yeah, I love that guy's his mechanics sort of workroom too. All of the random crud that's laying around.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you guys noticed, there's in the background a weird piece of like chest plate and then like metal pants.
I saw those. I'm like, I know I should recognize
Right,
those, but I
I was
couldn't put
like-
them together.
I was like, is that some sort of like weird, lame villain guy that he worked for or something like that? And I looked it up, and sure enough, I guess there was a villain way back when called Stiltman.
Oh,
Yes, Stiltman. I don't know why I didn't.
And
Yes.
so, yeah, I'm really wondering if they're going to end up at some point having a Stiltman, or if it was just
a
like
nod,
him
like-
brainstorming or what.
It might have been just a nod because like they do a lot of
little Easter egg thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll do a lot of that
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, they've so far, man. I mean, I've been like really enjoying this. Like it's kept my like I've been like I want to watch the next episode. I want to watch the next episode, but I can't. I have to wait till we have the discussion that I can.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
funny, like I wasn't really psyched about finding out about Elektra, but the timing of it for me, it was perfect for me to be like, I'm really interested to see where this goes next.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and it's funny, and just like the brief moment you see her on camera, it says a lot about her character, just the ease with which she exists in the space occupied by Matt Murdock. It's like, this is going to be interesting. You don't know what's going on, but you know it's going to be interesting.
as much as I like the actress who played Elektra in the one and only Elektra movie that is not a good movie, but as much as I like her,
Jennifer Gardner.
yeah,
Yes.
Jennifer Gardner does not fit anywhere near as well as this actress does. Because yeah, it's like you said, just I'm Elektra, deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she inhabits that character's skin quite nicely.
Yeah, Jennifer Gardner is just way too. There's still, no matter how attractive she is, she still has this little fine line of girl next door that does not fit with like a master assassin. That I can tell, at least. Maybe I don't know that many master assassins, so maybe they all look like the girl next door.
it's always when
That
you
would
least
be
suspect.
actually
Well-
a good in. So
I mean, it depends on what you want out of a master assassin. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you want your
That's
assassin to
true.
blend in, then having your assassin look like the girl next door is a good thing
Mhm.
to be. But if that's not really your thing,
Yeah, it's like James.
I don't know. That would work out in the other way around with me. Like if I see somebody that's like too cool for school, I kind of dismiss them as like, well, they're not going to have anything to do with me. So no point in like even paying attention to them. But a girl next door type, okay, you can have a conversation with this person. So yeah,
and that's
that's just me.
when, that's when she walks up and stabs you or
right,
poisons
because
you
I've
or-
done horrible things and
and
deserve
that's-
assassination.
and that's the
Bladed
master
sigh.
assassin.
Oh.
Right.
But yeah, I'm episode 5. You have my attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This
What-
one didn't have a lot of Foggy in it. That was one thing.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the heart was missing from it.
Well,
I wouldn't say that, but yeah, this was one I noticed. He didn't play as much of a role in this one, which makes sense. This was
I totally
Kind
did
of-
not call that. I thought he was he was going to be what pulled it all together, but no.
he was the one that was going to broker the bromance between Punisher and Daredevil.
The bromance
Like, look.
broker. That's pretty good. I like that. That's like a business name right there. We gotta patent that.
What you were going to say?
Oh, okay. I know they've been waiting for the moment for a long time for the two to kind of fall in love or to have their moment. Was I the only one who felt like it was a little bit heavy-handed, or no?
I don't know. It's one of the things, like, they've been hinting at it for so long that having a little more time for the payoff isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
I mean, like, you got it was Foggy had a thing.
There were a few seconds there where I was like, "Is this going to turn into an Herbal Essences commercial?" It's like any second now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there also might have been playing up the fact that since sight is something that he mostly has but doesn't literally have.
Right.
It's, playing up the extra senses that he would probably be employing to enjoy the moment, but I don't know.
Okay.
Is that what you were referring more to, just the way it was shot and everything, or?
Yeah, I don't know how much of it was supposed to be just feeling slow motion or was actual slow motion. It just felt like it was dwelling on that entire touch, and like maybe the over emotional state of her face while the touch was happening. Possibly from my perspective, I don't know.
Yeah, and there's also like the perspective of, like, for some people when that moment happens, it does feel like time slows down because their brain is so hyper aware.
That I totally get, but yeah, the look on her face, though, like I said, complete and total Herbal Essence commercial any second there, and I'm trying to put this as politely as I can. Nobody else is going to know what that is. I'm glad you guys at least understood what I was talking about there.
Yeah.
YouTube is your friend.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something to it's one of those places where
it's starting to feel like I'm the only one that was bugged by this, so... Which is, honestly, it feels weird being the guy who's bugged by this. I'm usually the guy that's looking down on somebody else for being bugged by this. So,
do you think anything has to do with it that you're not a huge fan of her character that much?
That probably is a decent chunk of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, there's nothing wrong with her or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
I kind of wonder if that too, since it's
since you're not you don't necessarily enjoy her as much as a character per se.
I feel like we're talking about fruit now. Well, you don't really like persimmons, now do you?
doesn't quite ring true for you or something like that. I don't know. But something that does ring true and that we should all be invested more in is art. And potentially you might be interested in art and food. Downtown Mountain View's Art a la carte kicks off the summer festival in style on April 30th through May 1st from 10 to 6 p.m. on the Castro Street. For information, call 650-964-3395 or go to miramarevents.com.
See, speaking of persimmons.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
Enjoyment. Yeah.
And the art of the shot, of how they shot everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, totally. Yeah. I am, like I said, can't wait for episode 5. So excited, like, because are you
gonna go home and watch it like first thing you can?
No.
Are you gonna have to watch it twice because you'll have forgotten by next Monday?
No. I plan on watching it on Saturday or Sunday, like I usually do.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be fresh in your mind.
Then you don't really care about it that much now.
Slap. But yeah, I really like this episode, and definitely it was very satisfying in a lot of ways, and I liked that they. I'm a little bit surprised that episode 4 looks like we're closing out the Punisher story, but I gotta believe this can't be the end of that story.
I wouldn't think so, but who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to say. So
maybe the entire rest of the series is garbage.
Who knows?
As soon as Femme Raphael steps into the scene, that's the end of it.
Well, speaking of the end of it, that's going to wrap up Watch Party for this week. Tell us your thoughts on episode 4. Did you enjoy it as much as we did? Were you, on the same boat with Jason? Like, cue the Herbal Essence commercial at
Right.
the end?
Are you offended by herbal essences?
But yeah, how can they let us know?
If you want to contact us, you can go to facebook.com/robotsattackshow or twitter.com/robotsattackme. You can leave comments, like the page, let us know what you think. It's good stuff. We appreciate when you give us your feedback. We love it, and we want more of it.
Yes.
Yes, we do. All right, we'll be back with more Robots Attack after this short music break. We'll come back with some new releases and the news. All right, we'll be back with more.
You're listening to Robots Attack. Follow them on Twitter at RobotsAttackMe. Email them at robotsattackshow@gmail.com. Like them on Facebook. And check out the website at robotsattack.me.